This is Mike Johnson for Life Radio UK and also JamaicaPropertyGateway.com. In this Insight special, I'll be speaking to the Honourable Alando Terrelonge MP, State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Minister, it's good to speak with you, and thanks very much indeed for granting this opportunity.
Hi, how are you doing? And I must say a big hello as well to all your listeners out there on the radio throughout the UK and beyond. So it's really, really good to be able to share with you all today.
Lovely, that's great. Now, in June 2024, you'll be the keynote speaker at the 10th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference at the Montego Bay Convention Center between June 16 to 19. The conference's theme is United for Jamaica's Transformation. Perhaps we could start there and just expand on that theme and what's the concept behind it.
It will be the mother of all diaspora engagements happening in Jamaica. As a government, we pride ourselves on ensuring that we remain connected with the diaspora, that we continue to engage the diaspora, and of course, that we take steps to empower the diaspora. We recognize that the Jamaican diaspora has so much to offer Jamaica in terms of valuable experiences and valuable insight and just a depth of knowledge to assist with our growth and development. And so this conference is about transforming Jamaica as one united people. It is about saying to Jamaicans at home and abroad that we all belong. In particular to our big diaspora, across the UK, Canada, the US, stretching all the way to Asia, Africa, of course, within the Caribbean and South America, the world over. We're saying, yes, you moved out of Jamaica, you live abroad, but you belong. Your children belong. Your grandchildren belong. You are but an extension of the family of Jamaicans, and together we can work towards transforming Jamaica. Already over the last 8 years, under the leadership of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, we have seen Jamaica transforming. We started out in 2016 with the slogan, moving from poverty to prosperity. And then by 2020, again, the slogan became building stronger. And now as we go into 2025, the slogan is peace, prosperity, development, transformation. And that really, really, really has to be the aim. And we're guided by the peace and productivity. And of course, you will note the rest of the theme, empowerment of our youth, because an empowered youth will lead to an empowered nation. But we do that together because we all belong. Jamaica is our birthright. And it is only by coming together that we can truly build a better Jamaica. So we're putting diaspora engagement at the forefront of our national development growth policy.
So I attend the conference then. What can I expect? What sort of events will be going on? I know you're the keynote speaker, but other than you, what else can I see there that's going to engage me, attract me?
All right, very well. So the conference, we start on the Monday the 16th, and Prime Minister speaks on the Tuesday as well. So the Prime Minister delivers his main address on Tuesday to the conference. But the conference is about how much we have repositioned Jamaica as destination trade and investment. So might I ask, Mike, when did you leave Jamaica?
I left at 10 in I came 67.
You left in 1967. Oh, very well.
Yes.
So when you left Jamaica in 1967, over the years, when you talk about Jamaica in the 70s and Jamaica in the 90s, the economy would have had a downward spiral. And what we've done is we've positioned Jamaica now as destination trade and investment. There was a recent article by the Financial Times out of the UK, and the Financial Times said that Jamaica is an example of a robust and resilient economy. The Financial Times lauded the work being done by Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the government, and said that when you compare Jamaica in 2012, when we were on the brink of economic destruction, when you look now at Jamaica in 2023, 2024, what you are seeing is an economy that has been transformed with greater investor confidence happening as well. So you also have a people who've been upskilled, which means you have a better labor force. And so even the unemployment in Jamaica is 4%, which is much lower than in most Western European countries as well. So as we invest in our human capital to make our people more marketable, more trainable, have greater skill set, as the economy continues to grow, you find that more people are coming to Jamaica to capitalize on investment opportunities. So when you come to the conference in June, you're going to be hearing about all the wonderful markets and different areas in which you, the members of the diaspora, can invest in Jamaica. So oftentimes people in the diaspora, they feel like, well, they only hear from Jamaicans when Jamaicans wanted to send remittances back home. They want the Western Union, they want the MoneyGram, they want the JN transfer, or they wanted to do a bank transfer. And what we're saying is that as the economy grows, you're going to be having less persons messaging you to say, well, oh, can you please send us back some remittances, or we want assistance, we want some money to buy the phone credit or to go to the supermarket, because the economy is growing. Persons are getting better paid in their jobs as well. We remodeled the public sector. The transformation of the public sector saw salary increases for civil servants, for public servants. So now that even in the private sector, persons are now competing. People are leaving the private sector to come to the public sector because public sector wages are now far much better. So it's about economic opportunities for persons in the diaspora. We're going to talk to you about agriculture. We are going to have Jampa there as well, and different persons of the agricultural ministry speaking to you about orchard crops, speaking to you about, the mangoes, the pears, the breadfruit. How can you invest in coffee so that you can also capitalize on your own funds, make some money, whether it's for send the children to school or whether for retirement purposes. You're going to be hearing from persons in the real estate market telling you about all the different, from the hotel sector to the housing sector, to apartments and all these different flats that you can buy, you can invest, you can see your money grow. Or, if you want to do whatever businesses you want to do in Jamaica. So these are some of the areas that we're going to be speaking up, but great investment opportunities for all members across the diaspora.
Yes. I know that early on in your political career, the concept of nation building comes high up. Just expand on that for my listeners, my viewers. What do you mean by nation building?
So by nation building, it encompasses a better Jamaica for all, a prosperous Jamaica. And who can build that? Us Jamaicans, believing in the growth and development of our country, highlighting our successes, capitalizing on our achievements to build a stronger nation for all. So included in nation building is also youth empowerment. And we recognize that because the youth are the future. So even within the context of the diaspora, we recognize that there are second, third, and fourth generation of Jamaicans who live in the UK in particular. We have persons who came over here from the 1940s. During the Windrush era, between the 1940s all the way up to the 60s, they were coming to build the society. So they have children and grandchildren now and great-grandchildren who are Jamaicans. And as we indicated, they also belong, and we want them to play an active role in developing Jamaica. And we do that by investing. Our stock exchange has been voted one of the best stock exchanges in the world, our junior stock exchange, both in 2015 and in 2018. Again, great opportunities. The University of the West Indies has been listed amongst the top 100 universities in the world as well. And what we're also saying is your children and grandchildren, they can come back to Jamaica. They can attend the University of the West Indies. They can attend the University of Technology. And at a fraction of the cost from what you would pay for going to school here in the UK as well. So again, so many opportunities to invest in our country, to build a better, more productive and more prosperous Jamaica.
Yes, because I've actually seen university students going to countries, far-flung countries. But what you're saying there, it's time that, even those here in the diaspora, time to perhaps consider going to Jamaican universities rather than China and other places like that.
Of course, at a fraction of the cost, So even with nation building, you find that we've been building more schools. We have been building new hospitals. We have been upgrading our hospitals. We're putting in the infrastructure. We are putting light and water in places and parishes that never had light and water before. When you look at the development plan for St. Thomas, for example, you're talking about bringing the highway to St. Thomas, bringing community centers to St. Thomas, bringing basic bank services, food services to St. Thomas. And the developmental plan is not just for St. Thomas, it's for Portmore as well. It is for Westmoreland, it is for Trelawney, it is for Manchester, Mandeville, it is for Clarendon. So we are making this conscious drive to develop Jamaica. And to do that, one of the things Prime Minister Andrew Holness always say, he says, it takes cash to care. And we have to build the economy to generate the cash so that we can care for the people, so that we can put in the requisite, social welfare programs in addition to the infrastructure. So when we speak about nation development or nation building, and we speak about youth development and youth empowerment, we look to heart. So in the past, the Heart Training Institute, it used to be, for example, preparing persons to work in the hotel industry, teaching them, how to fold a sheet and housekeeping and hospitality management, basically. The Heart Foundation of today is training the Jamaican youth with the requisite skill sets for the jobs of tomorrow. So they are learning robotics, they are learning engineering, they are learning artificial intelligence, they are learning ICT, they are learning all of these high-end STEM-related skill sets to make them more marketable and more valuable. Jamaicans must not only be consumers of technology, we must also be producers of technology. So we are creating, under the leadership of Prime Minister Andrew Holness, a brand new Jamaica, a modern Jamaica that truly embodies prosperity for all.
This is an open conference, but I understand you're targeting some specific people, second, third, fourth generation young professionals, entrepreneurs, creatives, philanthropists, investors, and community pillars. Are these the people that you feel will be the foundation of this rebuilding process? Of
the continuing to build process, because we have already started to rebuild Jamaica, and we will continue to build stronger. And that sort of national transformation comes from a united Jamaican family. So Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans across the diaspora, just to come back, give back, build, invest, so that we can rise up stronger.
You mentioned there one of the infrastructure projects. I know that the Spanish Town Hospital development, and I saw some of the models and what it's going to look like, really tremendous. Is that that model going to be replicated in each of the parishes so that there's a world-beating hospital for every parish within the country?
Well, that certainly is the goal of the government. So we started with a multi-billion-dollar project to refurbish and improve the Corner Regional Hospital in St. James. There is also the improvements, as you mentioned, a multi-billion-dollar project to improve, renovate, and to build new modern wings at the Spanish Town Hospital, renovations at the University Hospital of the West Indies, renovations across all our hospitals, really. And also what we're doing is we're building new clinics, making them type 4 clinics, and also upgrading other health centers across the community. So there is improvements in healthcare at the national level and also at the community level as well. And as we all know, a type 4 clinic is literally just one level below in terms of what a hospital can do. And we're building several type 4 clinics across. We've also gotten assistance from the Chinese government to build another children's hospital out in the West. So what you have now is that you don't have, what will occur is that persons living in, let's say, St. James, Trelawney, Hanover, the western end of Jamaica, they won't have to be traveling to Kingston late at night because their child is sick and they want to go to the Bustamante Children's Hospital. There will now be a new Children's Hospital in the western part of Jamaica. So over the last 8 years, it has also it has been a concerted effort at national transformation, national development, both across infrastructure development, agriculture. I mean, obviously the financial markets are doing very, very well in Jamaica, and we are making sure that we continue with the upskill, that investment in our human capital as well. So the fire stations are being improved, police stations are being improved. We're bringing, as I indicated, light and water to parishes and communities that have not had light and water for some 50 years. So we care about our people and our development, and we want the diaspora to be a part of that by coming back to Jamaica, making well placed investments in that growth and development.
Yes, I was in Jamaica last year around February time, and I traveled from Kingston to St. Thomas. St. Thomas is my parish, so I was very pleased to see the expansion that's going on there. At the time I was there, I must admit that the journey from Kingston to St. Thomas was quite treacherous because of the roads were being dug up and so on. But I've been watching the progress on YouTube, various vloggers doing their progress reports, and now to see them drive from Kingston to St. Thomas on those wonderful new highways or the improved sections of the other roads, it just fills you with a sense of pride and wow, I want to be there. So
Yeah.
so I was very encouraged. And you got the Morant Bay Center, municipal center. Now, outside of the conference, what is Jamaica doing in terms of incentive programs to entice diasporans to come back home? Are there things like business tax breaks or land allocations or anything like that to really say, look, we're serious about you coming back home, this is what we can do for you?
One of the things that the government has done, which has directly led to the increase in terms of infrastructure development and that boom in the housing industry, is that we removed the stamp duty. So stamp duty used to be, I believe, approximately 4% of the value of your property. Transfer tax used to be 5%, and there was a registration fee as well. What we did was we removed the stamp duty and replaced it with just a standard $5,000 cost. So it's no longer a percentage of the value of the property that you're buying. And we also reduced the transfer tax from 5% to 4% as well. So this now means that you have more money to be gained from the sale of your property, as well as less money to spend for taxes, even if you're purchasing a property as well. So that was one of the things that we did that applies universally to all persons. In terms of the business market, one of the things we did was we removed some of the business taxes, especially for small businesses and startups, etc. So again, that just made it, starting a business much easier. And we also removed the GCT requirement for businesses that were earning less than $10 million income or profit per year. So that 15.5% tax that would apply, it doesn't apply to those businesses which are earning less than $10 million per year. And of course, there are other great incentives and benefits that we've put in just to ensure that sort of seamless transition, between starting a business and also ensuring that you can capitalize on your returns on investment. So it really is a good time to be in Jamaica. I'll share this with you. When we speak about youth empowerment, one of the things that we've done as a government is that students who are registered in the HEART program, the government has given them, at the very least, approximately $150 each month. And that $150 each month is to assist them with their transportation and their lunch, so that no individual can say, well, I don't have any, I don't have the fee to go to a heart training institute, or I don't have money to pay for lunch, etc. So I'm going to stay home. No, now you can. It's a stipend and it helps. We also have other students who are on this program called the LIFT program, and they're getting some 85,000 Jamaican dollars each month, different stipends to encourage them. And even when they finish their studies, there's another stipend again, about $500 to say, well, or $350 to say, well, you can buy tools to start your business or put this towards it. So we're very, very big on growing the economy, but we're also big as a government in terms of enacting the requisite social development programs to see our people growing and strengthening and just empowering themselves. Because an empowered people leads naturally to an empowered nation, a more developed nation, a more prosperous and equitable nation for all.
Jamaica's been undergoing some rapid infrastructure expansion. We've mentioned some already. You've got the Southern Coastal Highway project. There's recently water treatment plant at Rio Cobra, the Morant Bay Urban Center, Spanish Town Hospital redevelopment, the Smart City project. And at the opening ceremonies, when I watch these, Prime Minister is at pains to proudly say how they are not putting the country, you're not putting the country in debt by borrowing for these things, but you're using smart um, methods such as public and private sector partnerships, and also paying for things out of your own pocket,
Yes.
because of the development that you've been able to do over the years. And so, as you take the pulse of the diaspora across the world, are you finding a sense that these projects are increasing the interest in persons returning?
Oh, definitely, definitely. In fact, I was at church this morning. I was at the New Testament Church of God in Williston. And, there were persons saying, well, hey, we're looking forward to moving back to Jamaica soon. We've been living here in the UK. Some of them, two of them said they were over 30 years, and they're looking forward to returning home. They're excited about the growth trajectory. They're excited to know that crime in Jamaica has been down by 14% and that the government is investing in high-tech cybersecurity measures, a greater use on technology and intelligence gathering, etc. So we're building also not just a more improved Jamaica infrastructurally, but also a safer Jamaica, with continued reduction in the crime rates as well. So it really is a new dawn. It's a new day, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great about being a Jamaican, and again, we work together, united as one Jamaican family, both in the diaspora and at home. And we're looking forward to having you all come to Jamaica June 16th and 19th in the sunshine, the beautiful tourist capital of the
Mm.
world of Montego Bay, as we discuss so many different issues from education to health to crime, citizen security to agriculture, banking, investment, finance. All these wonderful areas which are needed to truly transform Jamaica, putting peace and productivity, and of course, the empowerment of the next generation at the forefront of our discussions.
I know there's a lot going on, Minister, but I'm sure there are one or two other projects that are yet to be revealed that we can look forward to. Can you give us a little idea of what is out there at the moment?
I'll share two things with you
Mm.
before we go. One is that so every member of parliament, there is a new program. It's called the Spark program. And we're going to spark up Jamaica. We're going to bring Jamaica alive. We're going to connect Jamaica by improving the road networks. So this is a $40 billion project. And you're right, when the Prime Minister speaks about the growth and development of Jamaica, we're using our funds. We're not borrowing from the US, we're not borrowing from the UK, we're not borrowing from the Chinese, we're not borrowing from the French. We have found in our budget $40 billion to expand our highways and roadways, etc. And how we're going to do this? Each constituency, so there are 63 constituencies in Jamaica, and each constituency is going to be allocated $150 million. And the community members, they're going to get together, meet with the members of parliament and say, okay, well, for our community, we believe that this road must get some attention, or these 5 roads must get some attention. And that is how we're going to do it. So there's greater community involvement in the selection of the road projects. That
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
As a digital nomad, I personally want to commend the government for its efforts to digitize its services and agencies. There's still some ways to go, and I was there in February. I still see people writing things in books, but generally speaking, I'm seeing more and more agencies are going online. One personal experience, I don't know if you can make a note of this for me or speak to the right person, but when I arrived in Jamaica last time, I just came off the plane and I came up to a toll booth and I didn't have enough cash, local cash on me. And I got my card out to pay, but I couldn't pay by my card. I had to literally borrow $100 from somebody to get through. So maybe that's something that can be looked at to give the option of paying by card. Because for me, the more I can see that things in Jamaica is like what I see here, the easier it is for me psychologically.
You can tick that one off your list now. We do have one leg of the highway that is now accepting credit cards and debit
Okay.
cards, and the next leg will be coming in shortly. So yes, you can definitely take that, because again, so this is one of those big announcements the Prime Minister will make in terms of the more digitalization of Jamaica. Certainly, one of the things that we learned from COVID is that there's this great divide between those who have and those who don't. And that if a next crisis hit Jamaica, we want to make sure that everybody's connected. So there's greater emphasis on connectivity. So included in the road projects, whilst we're building out all this $40 billion worth of road networks across Jamaica, we're going to be adding the fiber optic cables as well, so that we're bringing connectivity to the most rural, the most remote parts of the country, because that is important. So another big program that we've been doing in Jamaica is what we have, the community Wi-Fi programs. So far, 189 communities in Jamaica, they have now free Wi-Fi. So you might not have Wi-Fi at home just yet, but you can go to the community center, or the community center is nearby, and there is a radius within the community center where there's free Wi-Fi. You can check your emails, you can check your social media, you can work, you can do research and so forth, because we want to make sure that everybody is connected. We're also rolling out the connectivity within our schools as well, bringing our schools online. We're talking about e-commerce and e-government, bringing government agencies online as well. We're talking about the national identification system, the NIDS, that we're undergoing changes as well to bring that online. We're speaking about police stations. They're now moving away from the big diaries and writing in the books, coming online as well. Same thing, Dr. Tufton and his team, they're doing a wonderful job in the health sector, bringing all health records online. So there's a big push now for e-health, etc. So, really, we're moving to a digital society, and a big part of it, as I started with, is empowering the youth with requisite skill sets so that they can get the jobs within the ICT, within the robotics, the engineering, and the AI skill sets training, so that we can build a bigger, better tomorrow for Jamaica. Jamaica has been truly blessed by God to be that beacon of hope, that champion for democracy, that champion for resilience, in the world. And you see it playing out in our national growth and development projects and programs. It really has been such a pleasure speaking to you and your listeners. And I want to thank you for your time, and also to say to you and your listeners, I look forward to welcoming you all to Jamaica, to Montego Bay, June 16th and 19th, as we celebrate the greatness of the Jamaican diaspora, and of course, discuss great ways to invest as we continue to invest in Jamaica, as we continue to transform our nation.
Great. Minister Alando Terrelonge MP, State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Thank you so much for this very enlightening interview. I wish you all the best in your further activities and appointments here in the UK. And maybe one day I will speak with you in Jamaica. God bless.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.